got to get to here this morning. We're going to get to the Jordan Davis talk. Yesterday, you guys were down at the Jefferson Health Complex. You saw Jordan Davis speak. Jalen Carter was in the building. We will get to that. But, John, even bigger news, Vic Fangio, Honest Vic, strikes again, John. Jihaad Campbell is dealing with an injury and will miss much of the offseason, according to defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. Your instant reaction and what is your takeaway on what Vic Fangio had to say? And if you can, read between the lines here for me, John. What the heck is Vic talking about? I don't recall Jihaad ending the year with an injury. Where are we with Jihaad Campbell? Nakobe Dean left this week, J-Mac. The starting linebackers, Jihaad Campbell. And our defensive coordinator just tells us now that he's out for the off season. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I don't care about the offseason. I'm honest about that. Jeremiah Trotter can stay in. My concern is this: there was no obvious injuries. This related to the labrum injury where he came in last year as a rookie, which was the reason he fell to 31st in the draft. Is this? And remember, he missed the offseason last year because of that injury. And remember, early in training camp, where Vic had said, we don't expect him till late in training camp, and he was there day one. Like, did he push it too quickly? And Vic made the famous quote about the training staff liking to, be patient and over deliver to make themselves look good. But, is this the same injury? That's number one, which I'm going to try to figure out. Or related to the same injury, and did he play through it through the whole season? Then you start worrying about degenerative stuff, and then it becomes a little bit more serious. It's just a normal injury. He's very young. I think it's fine. That's what happens in football. You'd prefer he's young enough that I think the offseason matters more for certainly younger players than entrenched veterans.
Yeah, but John, there's some concern here, man. I'm surprised that you're not as concerned about this as I thought you'd be. Jalen Carter had the same thing last year, and we thought, okay, it's going to be fine. He did not have a great season.
Well, no, I'm saying if it's related to the labrum original injury, then I'm more concerned than if it's just a run-of-the-mill football injury, is what I'm trying to say.
I think even run-of-the-mill, though, could be concerning just from a sense that he's missing the offseason, for a young player.
Now, that I'm not worried about at all, to be frank. He missed it last year. He was fine. Hit the ground running as a rookie. Missed the whole thing as a rookie.
Yeah, but it is fair to say Carter missed two and struggled. Now, that's a different case because the injury was what nagged him forever. But that's my fear here. You missed the offseason.
Well, Carter's dealing with much more. Carter was coming off a 1,000 snaps playing defensive tackle in the NFL. And, the workload was enormous. And I don't even think he missed. Like defensive front people don't do much in the off season. Yeah, it's for 7-on-7 drill. Basic. There's no hitting. Obviously, there's no nothing. So, I don't even think it was that big of a deal or a big of a narrative in the off season until he showed up in training camp and with the shoulder injury and didn't practice for like the first 5 days.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I didn't even think it became a deal until training camp, but I have to check my notes, but I don't remember it being that big of a narrative. Jihaad wasn't there for the entire, everybody knew he wouldn't be there. That was part of the issue. Why he fell.
Part of the draft issue.
And one of the things, Jeremiah Trotter spent the whole basically off season and much of training camp taking first team reps. And by the way, did a great job. Did a phenomenal job. I got a lot of confidence in Jeremiah Trotter. That's part of it as well. And I think the same thing will happen this year. So it's not, you prefer to have him out there because you want him to learn and he's still a young player. And that's part of the reason why Vic played Nakobe over him, because Nakobe, he trusted Nakobe more and he has a lot to learn. So I'm not saying it wouldn't be preferable to have him out there. I'm just saying He's 22 years old still, I think. As long as he's healthy, as long as it's, I don't care if he comes back August 15th. If he's healthy, that's good. He'll get up to speed. So
I think
no, I'm
I
not.
have a feeling it's the same injury. Now I'm speculating, but the Vic Fangio quote was, he is dealing with a shoulder injury. He's going to miss probably most of the offseason. John, I don't know what it is with shoulders right now in the city of Philadelphia. I mean, everybody's got shoulder problems. Nolan, Jalen Carter, now Jihaad Campbell. We got like
well,
the shoulder bug,
they drafted Jihaad with a shoulder problem. They drafted Nolan Smith with a shoulder problem. So, I mean, yeah, if it's degenerative, if it's long term, if it's going to be a problem throughout his career, that's one thing. Now, people have had labrum surgeries in the past, and it's been fine. And that's what he had last year. And again, I don't even know if it's the same injury. If it's a different injury. He might have gotten injured in the playoff game, and they don't have to say anything from that point forward. So, but certainly the time frame that he's not going to be available for the offseason indicates it's somewhat significant. But again, if it's something that can be repaired with surgery, he's 22. He should be able to bounce back.
Still a concern here, Johnny Mac, for the Eagles, who just let Nakobe Dean walk, who was a great player, obviously, for the Philadelphia Eagles on his rookie contract. He got the deal finalized yesterday with the Vegas Raiders. So good for Nakobe Dean, and that's a little concerning for me, J-Mac. I won't be afraid. I'll say it. I'm a little concerned about this. Vic Fangio speaking about Jihaad Campbell. Johnny also spoke about the new signing, Tariq Woolen, and I'll give you the quote from Vic Fangio. He says this: "I haven't met him yet. I only know him from video study and evaluating him, and we're hopeful that he's going to come in here and play very well. If Tariq can turn out to be what we hope he can be, it will be 3 good cover guys." So Vic Fangio giving a little nod to the signing of Tariq Woolen. Has not met Tariq Woolen yet, but does believe, obviously, that he can be a good cover guy, and he's hopeful he will be here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, interesting, very, very high upside signing. As I mentioned, I heard my buddy Ross Tucker, who I like a lot, call him the most gifted cornerback in the NFL, the most gifted quarterback in the entire NFL. And then, he talked about being on the field for the NFC Championship game when he actually made a nice play against Puka Nacua. And, the Seahawks are basically going to win the game, and he starts drawing at Puka, and he starts going up and down the Rams sideline. And, Ross said he